Welcome. The first part of setting up your gradebook begins with setting your personal preferences. They are underlying everything that you do within your gradebook all year long. So you'll find your name in the upper right corner and click on Set Preferences. Then you'll get a box that comes up, and there's some important things in this first tab. First of all, you want to make sure that records per page is the number of the most kids you would have in any one class. So if you're a high school teacher and you have 35 kids in your class, you want to set this to 35 so that you have all 35 kids displayed on the same page. You also want to make sure that if you do ever have to turn the page, that you have Show Lower Page Controls checked. Once you've done that, go ahead and click on the Gradebook tab at the top, and there are quite a few things here that you will need to set up before you get into your gradebook. First of all, shading alternate lines for anyone that has to follow lots of numbers, that's always a great idea. Track Administrator Updates is on by default because it will flag any grade change that's made by any system level administrator. The tab direction is what direction you want the cursor to move when you tap the tab key. Most people prefer across, but I do know some that really like to hit their tab key to have it drop down and enter the next grade. Knox County does not participate in studies, so you don't need to check that box, and definitely you need to enable your gradebook features. Now here's a big one. Assignment column order. People get frustrated having to scroll across in their gradebook to see the most recent assignment. Well, that's because they had no idea that they could sort by the date due descending, which means that the most recent assignment will be next to the kid's name in the gradebook, and that's a smart thing to do. We definitely want to show the points in headers and the category names, but do not publish assignment statistics. This will publish a high, a low, and an average score for the class in the gradebook portal for parents and students to see. Show student alerts, of course. Enable student details is important because it allows you to click on an icon in the gradebook and see details about that student, and also academics as well we want to turn on. I call that the blue man, and I'll cover that in a future gradebook informative session. Course selection recommendation we want to leave unchecked. High school teachers are the only ones that participate in this, and it only happens at the end of a term. Otherwise, it just takes up very valuable real estate in your gradebook. So leave that unchecked until the end of the term comes around. And of course, we want to anchor the averages so that we can see the current running average. Showing the missing column will show you a column that tallies the number of missing grades that a student has. So if they have 3 missing assignments, there's a column that has a 3 in it, and then they know, and the parents know, that they have some missing assignments. Now, I don't like to count empty as missing because you have the ability to set up a code that means missing. I like to put in assignments ahead of time so that parents and students can see what's coming in the calendar. Those we don't want to count as missing because they haven't happened yet. Show unscored, of course. Default weighting should be either category total points or categories only, or just total points. That's up to you. If you plan on setting up categories, you would definitely want to choose either categories only or categories total points. I like to show 2 decimals, but you can show 0 decimals if you'd like. And then, of course, this one is extremely important. Make sure that you choose the correct grade scale. If you're in middle school, choose the middle school. High school would choose the high school scale. And elementary school would either choose the ESN or the ABC elementary school scale. And then once you have all that in, go ahead and click OK, and you have successfully set up your privileges so that now you know what the Gradebook default is.